Hi all. I wanted to do a term paper review for you. So we're going to go over the instructions that are posted already in the course web. However, I'm going to adjust things a little bit, so I'm hoping that most, if not all of you, view this video. And as you'll see at the end here, um, there's also going to be a discussion forum. There's going to be a link on the homepage of the course web for questions if you have them. You can ask questions to me directly by email, phone, Google Meet, etc. But it might be helpful for everybody to have a space to ask questions. This is not too complicated. Hopefully you won't feel that way. I'm going to make some clarifications um, as we go through the directions, which I've pulled from the instruction document. And, I think that, like the speech, I think that mainly make sure you do it. Sometimes students won't turn in term papers, and it's a big mistake. It's due right at the end of the semester, so time is running out. We still have about 6 weeks to do this, so that should be plenty of time. It's not a long paper, but again, like the speech where you were rehearsing, hopefully, and rehearsed it a few times, it's going to improve each time. So you want to have a few drafts to the paper. Turning in the first draft is probably not a good idea, but let's go ahead and take a look at this. And again, I'm going to clarify where these original directions might be altered. It's actually due on the 24th of April. We're not meeting in person anymore, but that's actually 2 days after would have been our last day. So it's not due on the second to last date. It's due 2 days after, which is April 24th. Okay, it's still worth 150 points. Only 3 to 5 pages are required. I'd like to see it in APA or MLA format. I realize that might be a little bit more of a challenge for some folks. You do have library resources that you can refer to, and I can tell you I'm not going to be going over this with a fine-tooth comb. Just make sure it's double-spaced, Times New Roman, 12-point, and there's plenty of resources available for MLA or APA. But again, I'm not going to be marking off if a comma is in the wrong place or a number, etc. I don't think that's. I'm really going to focus more on the content of the paper and how insightful it is and how hard I think you worked on writing it. Late papers are going to be penalized. Please don't be late, because that's the end of the term and I got to turn around grades very quickly. Also, this last part should be is changed. You can, if you're on campus, come and give it to me, but there's going to be a space in the course web to submit it at the end of the term. So don't email it to me. Upload it. And again, I'd love to see you. If you're around, you can hand it to me in person. Okay. Now, as we go over these original instructions, I'm going to make some clarifications and some suggestions too. So please make a note of these. You'll write a 3 to 5 page paper linking a theory we have discussed in class to something outside of class, such as your life, a TV show, a movie, etc. That's the part of this sentence to pay attention to. That's what I'd like you to do. The second piece, if you really want to look at a communication-related problem, you can, but I'd prefer that you just pick a theory or concept and apply it to something. Just show that you understand what the theory is about in your application and writing about the application in the paper. We have discussed this in a more general way, but presenting it as a problem and offering a solution is one way you can approach this assignment. You can do that in a way that's a simpler way to handle this assignment, but I want to discourage that. I'd rather wait till we get to the next slide, and I'll tell you I'm not going to be overly strict on the theory part, but I think that would be preferred by me to do the theory application paper. So let's go ahead and look at the instructions some more. Students need to choose any communication theory or concept that could be found in the text or in class slides or elsewhere with approval. It's going to be too hard to approve all these, so it doesn't matter where you find it. If you find it in the text or in the slides, that's fine. You don't have to come to me for approval. The theory needs to be applied to something, hence it's a theory and application paper, and it could be applied to a movie or any other fictional or real example of a like kind or one's own life or any aspect of it. So you're basically picking a concept from the text and applying it to something, and basically letting me know whether you think that it's a good theory or not, whether it applies to whatever you choose to apply it to or not. So a theory must be selected and applies to something else in life, real, hypothetical, or fictional. Now, I don't want people to get hung up on the theory part, okay? Just make sure it's some kind of concept within communication, okay? What you don't want to do is just pick something really general like nonverbal communication or listening or mediated communication and apply it to something in life. It needs to be more specific. The easiest way to do that is to pick a particular concept and apply it, okay? If there's any questions on that, let me know. You can ask me, you think this is a good topic or a good concept, and I'll let you know. But you don't have to come to me for formal approval. There's going to be questions about this. There's going to be a link on the home page for you to ask questions. Please use that. The document instructions also have more explanation about how it's going to be graded. Don't worry about that too much. You don't really need to read that closely. I'll just tell you what. I'd like it to be well written, without a lot of errors, professionally done. If that's through APA or MLA, great. And I want to see some insight in the paper. I want you to show whatever communication concept that you choose, that you understand it, and that you apply it to something, so you demonstrate that understanding and basically, come to a conclusion about the value of that particular theory or concept in the paper. Okay, I hope that's clear enough. And again, don't wait till the last minute to do this. It doesn't have to. I'll put the submission section up soon, so you can certainly turn it in early. Okay.